episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast is brought to you by Lead Rose Global Institute, powered by L'Oreal, USA Professional Products Division. Listen, a license gets you behind the chair, a degree lets you lead. Introducing a global industry transformation, the first ever higher education degree pathway designed for the beauty professional. The $500 billion beauty industry is reinventing itself, and it demands more leaders with entrepreneurial spirit and experience than ever before. Lead Rose Global Institute is a game-changing pathway to higher education for the life you deserve. Lead's flexible accelerated degree pathway enables every beauty professional to obtain a college degree and university degree, even with a full-time job and life schedule. Earn your associate's degree in just 2 semesters and your bachelor's degree in 4 from the comfort of your home in record time. You'll learn the business of beauty and acquire invaluable knowledge, enabling you to become a beauty professional of the future, capable of creating financial prosperity, success, and happiness. Transformational leadership development, innovation, the science of inner management, these are just a peek into the state-of-the-art education you will receive that takes you into the future of beauty. Visit leadinstitute.degree for more information. That is leadinstitute.degree, because lead is the future of beauty and the future starts today. Let's go ahead and jump into the episode.
Also, we want to help guys to self-express. So it was an opportunity to develop the category. Third is more what I was mentioning to you. I want to create a brand for men that really is around the space of self-confidence, feeling good about yourself, creating that emotional connection back with guys. I used to work at the old Gillette when it was more the best a man can get, when it was that emotional connection. When I showed that ad to my people, they look at that ad from the 90s. This looks, but at the end, the brand was really nice because it was really connecting, emotionally at that moment. And I think it's an opportunity to connect again emotionally with guys. Mm-hmm. Guys, we have feelings. Not guys, we are emotional too. And we want to be, sometimes when we are good, also celebrated. So that I think that's a space there that I wanted to tap into in many different ways.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives, just like you, on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I welcome Carlos Baretto, the CEO of Cleverman, to the Friends in Beauty guest chair. Carlos is an international marketing professional with extensive experience in building successful consumer businesses across multiple geographies. He has worked with major companies such as the Coca-Cola Company, Procter & Gamble, Kimberly-Clark, and Revlon Corporation, honing his skills in product and brand building management. Carlos has successfully built a 6-figure business with Cleverman, offering the most customized hair and beard color for men. Cleverman has recently received funding and is growing rapidly, launching new products and expanding into new channels. Carlos is passionate about delivering customized solutions to consumers and is excited to continue to grow and innovate in this space. I had such a great time talking to Carlos. The fact that he has successfully worked with so many major brands and has now launched his own, I had so many questions for him. In this interview, Carlos shares a glimpse into his marketing background for some of the top brands, the technical process for launching Cleverman, why he chose to launch with hair color for men first, the rising opportunities in the market for men-focused brands, some of his male grooming fails, his expert advice on marketing to your clients, how he's using AI for his brand, the future of Cleverman, and so much more. Friends in Beauty, this is definitely an episode that you're going to want to take some notes on, so go ahead and grab you a pen and paper. Let's go ahead and jump into this conversation with Carlos, and if you prefer to watch our faces, then tune in on YouTube. Enjoy. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, Carlos.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. I can't complain. How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, I'm so happy to have you here. Anytime that I get a brand that is like catered towards men, I'm really excited to talk to them because I feel like a lot of beauty is catered towards or marketed towards women. So when I see a men's brand, I'm like, yes, I can bring something to the men that listen to the show. So I'm really excited to learn more about you and about Cleverman.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
You're welcome. So before we get started, we're going to start off with some icebreakers just to get us warmed up and so the Friends in Beauty audience can get to know you outside of what you do for your brand. So first one, give us 3 random facts about you.
Random facts about me. I'm an engineer, an industrial engineer, and I finished working in marketing, beauty, like more creative things. So I don't know, I think that really life changed you and gives you new opportunities. And I should be working in a factory, measuring things and doing lines and having like machines producing products. But at the end, I think that what I finished doing was more around creativity, marketing, advertising. So I think that's a random one, but has been good. Because I think that when you're an engineer, you are all the time solving problems. And I have to solve so many problems, especially when you're an entrepreneur. It is all about solving problems. So I think that has been something that is an interesting fact that has been very interesting, helping to me in my life, in my career. Second one, I'm from Colombia.
Okay.
Maybe you can listen my accent. So there's so many Colombians now around here in TV, etc., and they have the accent. So that's another fact about me. What else? That is, I like to bike. I like sports. I like to have an active life. That's maybe another thing that's in my life that is like so important for me.
Okay, I like that. It seems like a lot of people are traveling to Colombia these days.
Yeah, it's an amazing country, actually. I think it was undervaluated because, or it was really under the radar because for many years, the political situation, the security was really bad. Now has been improving. It's still challenges, maybe like any other country in Latin America. But now it's an amazing country. We are in the corner of South America. You have Pacific, you have Caribbean, you have mountains, you have Amazonia, you have all kinds of things, of kind of cultures, a lot of diversity. We have a lot of the indigenous natural culture that it was there. We have people that came from Spain. We have a lot of African backgrounds. So it's very mixed. So you have all kinds of people, and people is really happy. They always have a smile in their face. So I think that's what makes Colombia an amazing country.
Okay, that means I will fit in there because I'm always smiling. I will fit in.
I have been living more my life here in US actually, but honestly, I feel Colombian too. So then it's like it's like a 50-50.
Okay. Next one, if you had to delete all but 3 apps on your phone, which ones would you keep? If you could only keep 3 apps on your phone. That's a hard one.
That's a tough one. Okay, I will keep Safari because I want to be connected with internet. I need to search, and that one is really important.
Okay.
Honestly, I will keep Instagram. I cannot. That sounds lame, but yeah, I like it. I think that I spend the time there. And I don't know, my phone. The phone is an application or not? Is counting?
No, I don't think that phone counts.
And yeah, honestly, I think with those two, I can survive. If I am communicated, I'm Latin. I need to talk. I need to maybe YouTube. I would give YouTube.
I was thinking YouTube too. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
because
about the
then,
app.
yeah. Then I need, yes, I need to have communication and I need to have entertainment.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the apps that I always use. So I was like, YouTube. Yeah, I would definitely have to keep YouTube.
Now I'm using a lot of TikTok. Actually, I like it.
Okay.
That's a good entertainment. But yeah, it's not. YouTube is better. Then I have to choose. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have these pod decks that have interesting questions in them. This is a what the heck and a would you rather. Which one can I pull a card from for you?
What the heck?
Okay. Let's see. Give Carlos a interesting card. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy question. What strange thing would you like to happen at your funeral to make people laugh?
That's a very strange question.
Yes, it is.
I don't know. Then actually, this is a true story. This maybe I'm going to not. I'm going like my father. He passed away last year. It was very sad. But then I decided to do this video, about him, good moments, etc., about his life, and I saw people more happy about him. Like we were celebrating about him, and it was, I think, a moment that I will remember forever. In that sense, it was a very sad moment. I was very sad about that. So, but then maybe at my funeral, I would like people more to remember me for those good things. So maybe what I would like is one of my friends put together like something, about the good things that I did or the funny things that we had, because I think I will be more about a celebration of what I did than just only about that sad moment. So I don't know if I answered your question the way that you wanted, but it was more about that. I think that when we lost people, and maybe because this specific case, I had to have been thinking, I have this peace in myself with my father because I give the best to him all the time. I created beautiful memories, and I would like to, when I pass away, and maybe people have more celebration about the great moments that we had together.
That makes sense. I saw a video recently where I think the person might have been sick, so he prepared something for his funeral. So he prepared a video of like himself talking to them, like, don't you be over there crying, and like, funny stuff. And they were able to laugh and make it a little bit, lighthearted, like not too sad, but they were able to, like you said, rejoice, celebrate the life instead of, mourning too heavily. Yeah. What do people always tell you that you're good at, aside from what you do professionally with marketing and engineering?
Yeah, actually, people think that, usually tell me that I'm very creative. And I think I'm creative. I'm always like creating things, Even I'm creative when I text a message to a friend or to someone. I try to put a story behind. I think that's maybe, what maybe people can, in general, say, hey, what Carlos is good at is that he's creative.
I like that. That's a good compliment.
So what was the second question? It was something else? Sorry. It was
that was it. The next one, when is the last time that you did something for the first time? Have you had any new experiences, new first time experiences?
Yes. I was in Mexico and I had insects for the first time in my life. I never tried.
You said you had what?
Insects, like they eat like these chapulines, and I say, okay, let's try. Actually, it was good. I was surprised at how that I like it. It's not that I'm gonna put it in my diet. They say that in the future, maybe we'll need to eat insects. So I think that was a funny one.
Okay.
And when I travel, I love to travel. I love to go to new countries. I like to explore. I like to go to new places. I like to go to new cities, and all is become a first time. So
Okay, I love that. Okay, I love the adventure in you. Like, okay, I'm gonna try some insects. It was actually good because some of us were like, ew, but you don't know unless you try it. So,
yeah, actually, it was not that bad.
okay,
I had that chance before, and I say this time, let's do it.
okay, I like it. I like it. So the last one, if you weren't the CEO and founder of Cleverman, what else could you see yourself doing right now?
Oh, so many things.
Because you're creative.
Uh, no, no, no. I think that as a job, um, I think today things have been changing so much. I would like to be more traveling around the world, knowing new countries, having new experiences, maybe traveling more remote, maybe having this more balance between work and exploring the world. I think that today is creating this tremendous opportunity that you can work from wherever you are. You don't need to be in an office. Like when I was building my career, I'm much older, so then I had to be grown up in a world that you had to be in the office, you had to be there all the time 9 to 5. So maybe having something that you can work from many places, explore. I love working. I love my job. So actually, what I love is more marketing. I love the area of marketing. I love the creativity. I told you a lot about that. This is what I enjoy. I enjoy building new products. I enjoy creating new solutions. But I would love to do that at the same time that I'm doing other things that I love. That is traveling, knowing new people, living in different places. So
Okay, I like that. I like that. So you're from Colombia, but where do you live now?
I live in New York.
Oh, okay. I'm in DC, so we're not far.
Yeah,
Okay. How do you like New York?
I love New York. New York is this unique place in the world. And when I came here, actually, he was not my boss, but he was like the president of US from Revlon. He told me he's from Canada, and he told me what is amazing about the city is that you live in the morning, but you don't know where you're gonna end. And actually, that happens all the time since I have been living here. Is
Yeah.
I leave, I go here, I go to the gym, maybe I leave, and then I meet a friend, and I meet another friend, and I don't know where I'm gonna finish the day. It's like all day is an adventure. I like adventures, as I told you. And this is a jungle with so many adventures to live and people to know, and from different countries, different places. I like that. I like the diversity, the energy.
Yeah.
So definitely, I love New York. I don't like that it's kind of dirty when I go out. I go to LA, for example. Everything is so into the right place, things like that. You go to California, it's like all places, but you come here, I saw this organization, and it's dirty, and trash everywhere. But at the end, it's like part of the city, and I think that I enjoy that energy and the power that has this city that maybe you don't find in any other place in the world.
Yeah, New York is truly a unique city from what I've experienced. I haven't seen anywhere or been anywhere like New York ever.
Yeah, maybe London. I like Tokyo too, but I feel like a little bit like I really feel foreign there.
Yeah, yeah. So what were you doing before you launched Cleverman? What kind of work were you doing?
I was working at Revlon. I was leading Revlon marketing efforts. Yeah, so Revlon brand. So I was the SVP of marketing. I was managing hair color, hair care, skincare, cosmetics, beauty tools. Like I had a team here in New York, but also a team in Spain because we had our professional division there. It was a very a challenging and interesting work, and I really enjoy it too. So I really like it.
Okay. So what exactly were you? So were you in charge of the campaigns, the projects?
Yeah, we were. I was in charge of campaigns, advertising, communication, new products, dealing with the owner of the company at some time. You know, they are satisfied with the results, not the results, and the business. Actually, something that I enjoy is doing business. So I think that was what I really enjoy more of that job, dealing with countries like US, Europe, Asia, how we build the business, how we develop, how we get to the results, collaborate,
Wow.
create a culture. It was a very fulfilling job in that regard.
Yeah. So how'd you go from engineering to marketing?
Okay, yes. Actually, I'm an industrial engineer. Sorry, I really like mathematics. I really like the statistics. My first job is that I stay at the university as an assistant professor, and I was teaching probability, statistics, and then I was doing some consulting, you know, in terms of marketing research in my home country, because I was graduated in Colombia, and then I began in this area of marketing research, you know, so to doing more quantitative research, mathematical research, samples, things like that. So I like numbers a lot. People don't believe that because I'm more creative. People that say, because you're creative, you cannot like numbers. And I like numbers. And I was able to begin to have some interesting contrasts, you know, with Colgate actually was one of the companies that I began to work with. And I was beginning to say, okay, maybe I can build my own company around marketing research. But I say, why I'm actually, I graduated when I was super young, like 20 years old. I say, I need experience. I need to go to a company. It was different world. Maybe if I'm today, I will be in today's world. They will say, no, you can't do it. I will do something differently. But at that moment, I wanted to have more experience in a company. And then I began to work for Procter & Gamble at the Gillette division at that moment. And I was working in marketing research. And from there, I moved to marketing because it was like something that I really began to be attracted to. I really enjoyed that part of the business. And then I began on my career in marketing, and I always working in marketing. So I worked at Gillette for many years. Then I moved to Kimberly-Clark, and then I worked for a long time in Coca-Cola, and I ended up at Revlon. So many kinds of products and categories, but I think that the most interesting thing has been working with fantastic people during my whole career. And now that I was doing fundraising, I think that the most interesting part of that was about reconnecting. I think that is, I have been finding like maybe, I'm going into a different direction now, you know, but yeah, because I have been finding two kinds of entrepreneurs in some way, you know, is the entrepreneur that has been more, they finish studying, they had a great idea and they go into entrepreneurship. And also like someone like me, you know, that more decide to do their career, build other things, and then finally doing the entrepreneurship, like, okay, let's do that, let's try that. And it's kind of interesting in my case, at least, because it's the one that I can talk to, is for me, this phase of my life has been also about reconnecting. I have been reconnecting back to my university in Colombia. Actually, I had investors there. Like 2 weeks ago, it was the president, rector of the university. That is the first woman. It was fantastic to be here and be reconnecting. I have been building a hub in Colombia. Then I'm reconnecting back to that university, and it was so nice. I have been reconnecting with the people at Procter. Some of my investors have been coming from Procter. Like reconnecting with Kimberly-Clark. Some of my people that are working with me now are coming from Kimberly-Clark. Reconnecting with my time at Coca-Cola. I had great friends. I met fantastic people there. They helped me to rebuild my network, connecting with other investors, connecting with VCs. I think that Coca-Cola is a tremendous company, amazing. It was an amazing opportunity to work there because it helped me to connect with so many fantastic people that today they are in so many other fantastic places, and then you rebuild that network. And Revlon, I have many people from Revlon working with me here, and I have been connecting with many ex-bosses and people that help me to build the business. So this is like a very interesting way, to I feel like summarizing in some way all this career and to build something myself with that experience and the amazing support of that people that I have been finding through that route, of that is called professional life.
Yes, that is fantastic. I love all of the experiences that you've been able to have in different areas of beauty and also with Coca-Cola. That is so exciting. No wonder you wanted to start your own brand. Like what led you to want to start Cleverman? Because I mean, you've been around all of these different companies for so long. What was the decision to do your own thing?
Okay, I think that to be an entrepreneur, and if someone here is hearing or seeing us, yeah, maybe people think it's easy. It's not that easy. And this is not for everybody. You have to be very resilient, and you really need to like it. And you need to like to do a little bit of everything. Some days you need to be someone that like my day. Let's talk about my day. My day could be, and especially because we have an e-commerce platform, it could be about e-commerce, it could be about technology. I could be talking about how we integrate ChatGPT in our chat, or how, like, all that piece of technology. You need to talking about funding, money, etc. You can be creative. I just finished a call about creativity, talking about content, how we're going to activate our social networks, or innovative in terms of doing products or importing products or producing in a cheaper way. So I always have been someone who likes many things, and maybe for the reason I always had like that. I'm not like these other people that like more one specific area. I think that I like many areas. I like to explore different aspects of life. And I think that that's very important to be an entrepreneur. And I think that I had that one since the beginning. And I always wanted to be an entrepreneur because I didn't want it to be just in a box, doing one little thing. So I always wanted to do that. My mother and my father, they had their own business when I was young, and I always saw them. I think that the person that I admire the most is my mother, to be honest. This is the most admired person for me, for her values and for all that she was able to accomplish. And then she put that seed in me, about, hey, you need to have your own business, you need to do it. And that came the time when I say, if I'm not going to do it now, I'm never going to do it. So then it's like what propelled, finally me to do it. Sometimes it's challenging when you are in a career, because then you say, when is the right moment? I'm going to leave this job. I'm going to do this. Sometimes you don't have the idea.
Right.
And that's the most difficult one. And I knew many times came like the opportunity for me to do in consulting, or for example, the first job that I told you, I was thinking about doing an agency doing marketing research, or because I like that, I really like that, but I never wanted to be a consultant per se. I can do it. I can enjoy it, but I don't want to dedicate only my life to do that. I always wanted to do it a product, and here came like the opportunity to say, okay, let's try this product. I think it has an opportunity, and I like products. I like things that are very concrete, and in a category that I think that has potential and where maybe it's a gap. So it's about identifying that right opportunity for you.
Yeah. Also. So how long did it take for you to actually launch Cleverman, from the time you said, okay, I want to do my own brand, until the day that it was on the market?
Yeah, it took a couple of years because it was, yes, we had all the possible obstacles, but yes, it takes time. Actually, it depends how you do it. In our case, I decided to do our own formulation. We began working with a partner in Italy. Our products are produced in Italy, and it took us several formulas to say, hey, this is gonna be really working, you know?
Wow.
And me trying the formula, so I still have hair, I don't know why, but yes, we try so many formulas that work, that they are lasting, that that work properly. When we got the formula, I say, okay, now let's invest. I invested from my own capital to make the whole thing to happen. And it's when we really, I think, that began all this journey, because before it was a lot of trial. We wanted to do a formulation a little bit more innovative, but sometimes you have to decide, okay, I cannot do that. It's not working. That doesn't give you the color. You need to define what you're able to sacrifice, not sacrifice, but we got to a good place that we had like most of the things that we wanted. And it's when we took the decision. And I think that that was maybe the first, what takes you time. Some other people, because I respect how everybody's building their companies, they just take maybe a formulation that is done. It's simpler, but when you decide to develop your formula, it takes a little bit of time and energy. The second challenge that we had definitely is that we were planning to launch in 2020. In March, we met with all my team. We are going to launch this. We are going to launch in the next 3 months. And then COVID came. It was very, very, very challenging, to launch in the middle of the COVID, because first of all, we didn't have all the team. So a lot of the people that we began to hire was all online. It's not that we had structure. We were building that structure, and then we need to begin to work like that, begin to work all remotely. With our vendors that we just established a relationship, begin to work like that. Our product is produced in Italy, actually in Bergamo, is where all the pandemic began in Europe. The product was on quarantine. At the moment, they say that the virus was in the paper, and people was cleaning like food and paper. We don't know if this was going to be possible. So it was like, oh my God, all those possible barriers to launch. But finally, I think that we had the perseverance, we have the creativity, we were resourceful, to find all the possible solutions to finalize the product, to import the product, to build the team, to create the website, to begin to work with vendors in a different way. I think that happened to many other people, not just only to us, but I think that it was very interesting. And I still that has been very interesting, how is the DNA of the company today, because we are very remote today as a company. It's not because we had to, it's because we were born like that.
Right.
It's a little different, because I see like many other companies, organizations that they were like here, now they had the COVID, and they came back more to a middle. For us was more, we were built, we were grown, we were developed, we had to launch in the middle of this environment. And what has been making us a little bit more effective, more efficient, more virtual. We have people now working in 6-7 countries for us. We meet time to time. It's not that we don't meet, but I think that also has been creating a very interesting culture too.
That is a very interesting story, because I feel like all of us had plans in March. March 2020, we all had plans, and they was like, nope, not today, not this year, maybe not next year either. But I really love the process that you have taken. And I asked you that question because I just want people to see sometimes that, like you said, some people can take a formulation that's already, made and then just run with it. But sometimes things take time to, produce and everything like that. Why did you choose to do hair color for men as opposed to maybe skincare or, any other aspect of beauty to start off with?
Yeah, for many, many reasons, first of all, I think that was a gap in that specific category. No, it's not the biggest category, but it is it is a category that is sizable, and it's basically one solution there. I think it was opportunities to bring innovation, to bring some of the knowledge and the learning that I had in the female segment that I worked in beauty for so many years. And it was an opportunity, definitely, in terms of the product. It was an opportunity in terms to give a product that is better, has better quality, better lasting, that is not dripping, better formulas. And I think that was something that I saw, hey, it's an opportunity definitely in this market to do something in that area. The second piece that for me was also as an opportunity, it was about that is a market that is not 100% developed. Like guys, and in general, because we don't want to be just a hair color brand. If I will have a color brand, maybe this will be Clever Color. Yeah, it's not called Clever Color, it's called Cleverman because we wanted to provide clever solutions for men in the future, not just only this category. I think this category was interesting because creates some loyalty. It's a category where it's basically one major competitor, you know, and is I like places where it's not the crowded competition. For the reason of the skincare, to compete with this 400, I think that I want to make sure that what I want to do is competing in the right way and solving a unique problem. But we wanted to be a brand that is also has that opportunity to create a portfolio, you know, and go in the future into other segments, other categories, but also develop this category. What I was mentioning, it was more about that second pillar was about we can grow the category. The penetration is 15%. It's a possibility to increase that penetration by 50%. I'm not saying, not like in women is 100%. Some guys like to have gray, but also we want to help guys to self-express. So it was an opportunity to develop the category. Third is more what I was mentioning to you. I want to create a brand for men that really is around the space of self-confidence, feeling good about yourself, creating that emotional connection back with guys. I used to work at the old Gillette when it was more the best a man can get, when it was all that emotional connection. When I showed that ad to my people, they look at that from the 90s, this looks, but at the end, the brand was really nice because it was really connecting, you know, emotionally at that moment. And I think it's an opportunity to connect again emotionally with guys. Guys, we have feelings. Not guys, we are emotional too. And we want to be sometimes when we are good, also celebrated. So that I think that that's a space there that I wanted to tap into in many different ways. In one way, in terms of the product, or in terms of the brand, in terms of helping guys to look good, to feel good about themselves. But also, I think that brands have to have a purpose. And in that piece of confidence, we want to work in some way as we are looking forward. And now we are working with a couple of NGOs in that way, how we can help guys feel more confident, feeling better about themselves. Men have a lot of issues with confidence today. It's a big issue with mental health. And I think that we can, as a brand, doing a little bit things, helping guys to look better and to feel better about themselves, but also collaborate and create awareness among other guys. Hey, guys that are struggling because guys have a lot of pressure to be successful, to provide, to be at the top of the game. And not many do it. And that's reflected also in mental health issues. So those three elements maybe is the ones where I saw the opportunity. Again, it was more about right product, grow a category, and a brand that had potential to connect emotionally with consumers. So those may be the three elements that inspire me to be Cleverman.
Yeah, I just love your answers so much. And they always spark other things to ask. So when you mentioned the penetrating the market, is there a way for regular people like me to do research, or is there a place that we can go to find out, okay, if this is a good idea for the market, or is that more so insider information with the metrics and stuff that you all have access to?
The thing is, before it was. Now it's so many opportunities, you know, and you have a lot of research out there. You have things like different websites that give you actually market information that it was not before. Before,
Okay.
all that information was very reserved because you had Nielsen, etc. I had some numbers from Nielsen that I can saw a long time ago, about the size of the market. But now it's so many opportunities in terms of information where people can really find it. And that's tremendous because that can give you a little bit more direction about where you're going,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's interesting that you do some analysis. Also, there are many possibilities to do research at a very lower cost. When I began, actually, the idea of Cleverman, we did some testing, actually online with consumers. We test the concept, we test the idea. And what is so interesting is that now that we launched it after 2 years, those numbers kind of match. Yeah, in terms of who is the user, who is going to buy it, who like it, who don't like it, what are the consumers that are more with more issues to try our products, and those things are matching. So you have a lot of tools out there, and I think that you don't have tools, and they are becoming very affordable. If I was doing a marketing research, I work in marketing research. I told you, if I was planning a marketing research before, I had to do a sample, hire these specific companies. I had to spend like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to do a marketing research survey for one of the companies that I was working for, Now today you can do it online for maybe $1,000 or maybe less, and having a good sample, having good results, and if you're talking to other entrepreneurs, they will have a very nice case to show to investors, hey, I did the research, I tested, that's possible today. Today is a lot of possibilities. I think that the new ways of communication and all the openness of all the platforms is creating tremendous way to get data, to get information, to learn about the market. Is more accessibility, is more democratization of that information that before just only 3 or 4 companies had.
Right. Okay. I love that so much. So how does the Cleverman process work? Because I went to the website and I see that do you have like a membership or something like that? Like, how does the whole process work?
Yes, we have different plans because actually that's part of our plan is to be more diversifying little by little, to give more options and to put our product in the arm's reach of more people. So our DTC, we have a DTC business because it's direct to consumer. Actually, we have a subscription. What we do is our ideal to have a subscription because your product is going to get every month. You are not going to have grace. You are going to be so pampered by us that you don't want to leave. And basically, in that process, what we do is a quiz because we want to understand your needs. We want to listen consumers. Our algorithm has been proven and tested, so we can create up to 10,000 combinations that gives you the right kit for everybody. I don't know if you have been doing colors, so we give you the right gloves. It's in the all things are in detail. So we give you the right glove size, small, medium, large, extra large. So you have full control of when you do your kit, apply your kit. We do the right combination of colorant and developers. We have 3 colorants. We have 20-something colors, and 3 colorants. So we do the right combination for you, depending the amount of gray, depending your color, depending the texture of your hair. So those questions that we ask. We give you also the right application tools, depending is hair, beard, both. We have very different kinds of brushes for a short beard. If you want to have a scruff look with a short beard that just look darker, or to a longer beard, we give you the right tools to do it. We customize your timing too, depending the amount of gray. So that kit comes with your timing. And also we include a cleanser, a shampoo, conditioner, or a beard scrub, depending on the situation. And those are also customized depending on the quiz that we do. So that's how we created the kit. It's super customized. It's very simple too. It sounds very complicated that we create 10,000 options, but we just created like 4 different steps. You prepare, you mix your color, you apply your color, you clean your color. The box comes in those, your kit comes in those different compartments, and we navigate you to the process. Also, we customize your instructions. Our our algorithm and our system is able to create personalized instructions for you with tips specifically for you, your timing, your application to get the look that you wanted. So what is interesting about color, hair color, and talking more, for example, about women, is that color is not just only about the product, it's about how you apply it. And for that reason, the salons exist. Because the color that is in that salon is very similar to the color that L'Oreal or sells in the salon, the tube, is very similar to the color that you have in CVS or Walmart. Honestly, the tube is exactly almost the same formula, the same technology, very small variations, but honestly, it's the same color. Maybe more shades, more colors, more tones, etc. But part of the good result is that you apply it properly. You apply it with a good technique. So what we are trying to do here is to merge those two worlds, because we have a great product. Actually, our product is a professional color. And on the other side, that is applied in 5 minutes too, because we understand that guys don't have the time, you know, and I don't see a guy doing his color for more than 30 minutes. So I think that he wants this fast, quick, and seamless. And on the other side, we worked on the technique a lot. So we created all this software that allow us to create the right personalized technique for every person. So it has the right timing, the right instructions of application, customize it just for that person in terms of the amount of gray that they have, the type of texture that of the hair that they have or beard, so we can provide them the result that they like.
I'm very intrigued about this software and the tech that is powering all of these results for people. Was that difficult to get that developed?
Yes. I think that the big difference about us is like where we invest more of our time, our energy is in technology. And actually the product was not that difficult. Developing more, the software has been more the challenge. The software, so people do a quiz that works for them with the right amount of questions, with all the software to incorporate all the time new things. For example, we just incorporating QRC codes so you can go to your subscription faster, or we are integrating now, we're launching a new product next month. Actually, we just launched it that is in Amazon. We couldn't customize in Amazon because our premise is about customization. So now we have several shades there. And when consumers go, they find a QRC code. In that QRC code, they do the quiz, and we can create the technique for them. So I told you 50% is about the product. So we have more limited shades there, but we can customize their technique for each consumer. So now we are launching in Amazon in a way that we can provide every consumer their own technique. And they do the quiz once, and next time they just can go log in, and they will have their instructions personalized for them, not for everybody, it's for them only. So we are investing a lot in technology. We believe in personalization. We believe and into finding that middle, you know, because we understand also the implications to be too broad, you know, in terms of the SKUs and solutions, especially if we are going now to retail. But we want to build that space where we can allow consumers to feel special, and not just only feel special, give them the results that are special and unique for what they really want.
I just love this so much. Like, why do you think that men's hair color isn't as heavily marketed as women? Because I know men love to look good. Is it that do they not spend as much on their looks as women do, so they just choose to market more towards women?
I think it's many factors around that, to be honest. I think guys are caring more about that. When we are looking at my consumer, actually, most of our consumers are millennials. It's people between 35 and 45 years old, because people think, okay, hair color, if I talk about my categories, that stigma that I'm talking about a guy who may be in his 60s, 70s, all white, and now suddenly he's dark hair. Actually, that's not our user, and that's not the people that I want to address. Our user is more that millennial consumer that is now turning 42, no? And that maybe is in their mid-30s, they're beginning to have some gray, and they begin with a little bit of gray. They say, okay, I want to continue looking like myself. For some people, it's not just only about lowering the grade, maybe it's reducing their grade, And in the future, we just don't want to do that. We want to do more self-expression. As I told you, I want to do more hair regrowth. We wanted to go into other areas. Our goal is to help men to look good, to feel good about themselves, to look at them at themselves in the mirror and say, yeah, this is me, and I'm proud of me. I'm looking good.
Yeah.
So it's not just only that specific category. We want to go into other businesses too. And that's what is the premise of the brand.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, the time has come for our Never Have I Ever segment. I have a question for you, Carlos. If this has ever happened to you before, you can share the experience. If not, give some advice to another man to avoid this happening. I kind of have that. I think I know the answer though, but never have I ever.
I'm scared now.
You scared? You scared? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Because you have the solution, I feel like, but never have I ever had a bad men's grooming experience. Have you ever gone to like to get your hair done, hair dyed, just it did not turn out the way that it was supposed to turn out?
Yes.
You got to tell us what
that's
happened.
why I launched Cleverman too. Huh?
You have to tell us what happened.
Okay, this is true. This is a true story. So I was using my competition because before we launched it, and it turned it that I confused the time.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I think that there were two brands actually, and I used one brand that it was Clearer for Men, and then it was no more. They discontinued that brand, but that brand took like 20 minutes to do. And then I use it Just for Men, and Just for Men develops like in 5 minutes, but I leave it for 20 minutes. It was very, very disastrous then because I got like a very, very, very dark hair. It was bad. What I did, I went to salon. they cut my hair very short, and they tried to clean it up. But I didn't say, "Oh my God, how I'm gonna go to the office like that next day?"
I was going to ask you how you fixed it, so you had to go to the salon for them to fix it.
I had to go to salon. Yes.
Wow, see, that is exactly why Cleverman has a very detailed process for how you're supposed
to. So we are very clear about the timing, and the time. Honestly, in hair color, the timing is all. It's like that gives you a result that looks very natural, like a result that looks too dark. So it's something that we put a lot of attention to optimize and to be very clear with consumers about that too.
Okay, I like that story though. I like that a lot. That is so funny. I remember one time, this is like random, like years ago when I was in college, my boyfriend at the time went to the barbershop to get his hair cut. And I was sitting waiting for him to come home. And when he was walking down the street, I was looking at him like, something looks different. Something is weird. Like even when he got closer, it didn't really dawn on me what it was, but his whole mustache was gone because when he was getting his hair cut, the headrest like fell or something like that while the person was doing his mustache, and like they cut a lot of it off, so they just had to take the whole thing.
Yeah, that happened to me too. Yeah, like almost like that. Once I went to a barber shop, and then he cut too much, and then I have to. It was better to shave. So
that is crazy.
But he grew up. Anyway, the most important thing is not how you look. It's how confident you are with yourself. It's how you see yourself and you put yourself together, and then you go out to take the world. So no, all those things are fixable. So
yeah, it can always be fixed. I have a marketing question for you because I always tell people that are into marketing that I don't think I fully understand what marketing is. Like sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But do you have any maybe 3 tips for successfully marketing a beauty brand?
I think that depends, depends specifically on the channel. So if you are an online brand, if you are more a retail brand, you are a mixed brand, I think that, but in general, because I would say that to have a differentiated point of view, that could be in different ways, could be about the branding because you have a very differentiated, unique point of view that people really go and see your brand and they quickly understand, that's the brand, that's X brand, a Y brand. I think that's very important, how you find that space that is unique for you. I think that what I'm beginning to see sometimes is that brands are beginning to look the same. And I had a little bit in their experiences. So we put a lot of attention to our software. I told you a lot about the software. The experience is where we put like more money behind, because our software is custom made. And when I began to show my website to some people say, but this doesn't look like the standard. This doesn't look like the standard. And because everybody's using Shopify, everybody's using the same platforms, all they have the same squares, all they have the same things, all they have the button in the same place, all they're using the same palettes of colors. And by the way, all they're using the same type fonts. And then sometimes for me, this is my experience, this is my point of view, very personally, then all begin to look the same. I was the other day in the supermarket because many brands are trying to go to the supermarket, and there were 3 of these new brands. I took a picture. Honestly, the labels look the same. The typhon looks the same. The only thing that changes is the word. So I think that we are in a world that is creating like all these toolkits, for people to create their website, to create their marketing, to create their, even you go into Instagram stories and then you begin to see the stories and all they having similar looks and feel, because there are so many tools. People don't have the time, the energy, the resources to do it, individually, but all they begin to look the same. So my first challenge will be, I think you need to identify how you are going to look, what you're going to be different, in your branding, in your marketing, because then you begin to look the same. And maybe you can use those tools, yes, but think about how you can be creative about standing up and defining who you are and what is your point of view. The second one, you need to have a good product. I think that marketing cannot solve the fact that you don't have a good product. Then when I told you that it took us almost 2 years to develop our formula, or I always not launch it because, I didn't get a formula, it's because if you don't have a good product, that's not going to last. It's not going to have repeat. So I have so many people telling me, yes, they launched it, they did this big effort, they launched it, looks perfect, but people don't repeat. People repeat if your product is good. If your product is not good, they don't repeat. You don't have a business if you don't repeat.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that the third one, and I think that we are forgetting many times about that, is a little bit is what is our purpose for as a brand. I think that that's very relevant and is becoming more relevant with the new users and this new world. Yeah. What is your point of view about sustainability, about what is your point of view about other areas? I think that we decide, I'm very committed, and today I can say we have so many things to do in sustainability. It's something that I have passion for personally, but I think that we decide to be more about helping people to feel good about themselves. All this piece of confidence is so important. It's in my DNA, and I'm trying to incorporate that to everybody in the organization. Sometimes it's difficult because sometimes people is more business driven, which is good, but I think that also we need to figure it out also what is our real impact, in people's lives. So define that. I think that that's another piece that is becoming more relevant, because that shows that you are really authentic as a brand and help you to grow in the long term. And I think it's going to become more and more relevant over the time.
Thank you. I love those tips. It's a little bit more clearer for me. And because
I will summarize it. So have a point of view as a brand, have a great product, and what is your place in the world and in the society.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. And because you mentioned ChatGPT earlier, I have to ask you about the whole AI thing. Like, are you using, or if you do, like, how are you using AI in your business?
Actually, I'm using it all the time. This is an amazing tool. I love it. I love it. I think that you cannot, I see like all the people saying, okay. I think that that's going to transform the world. But for me, it has been becoming an amazing tool to be more productive, to do more things, to find new solutions, to be more, I think it's how you see it. It's a tool. It's not the one that is going to solve, and it's not the one that is going to compete. So for me, actually encourage everybody in my team, use it, leverage these tools, because I think that those are tremendous tools, like before you didn't have Excel, I can imagine, or you didn't have a calculator. I don't know. I'm thinking things from the past, but now you have this tool.
Yeah.
Leverage the tool, leverage to create solutions, leverage to create things. I think that is not going to do it. And sometimes it's just going to polish to you. I don't think it's replacing humans. I think it is more a unique tool to make things more effective and efficient.
Aside from ChatGPT, are you using any other ones that we should know about?
I've been using some to create some content, but I'm not crazy yet about them. Doesn't look like really. I think it's very close. I think it's very close. It's something that I am intriguing. I was intrigued about the PowerPoints. I have to do so many PowerPoints. I want to give it a trial, but I don't know. I'm very particular about my presentation decks, that I don't know if that's going to answer, but I'm very now I'm very interested in this in the artificial intelligence also, for example, to integrate them to do chats with consumers, to solve problems on customer service in that side. So we are, one of the projects that we're having now is how integrate AI in all our consumer experience.
Okay, yeah, I have experienced some of them, like with the video editing ones that are like, it's not quite there yet, but I'm excited for when it gets there.
Or maybe as a marketers, we are too picky and we notice every single detail then. But yeah, I think that's a great tool. I think that they're great tools, and we should be leveraging those things. I think that's who I don't think that who is not. We cannot forget about those or don't try to use them. I think we try to take advantage of those. Those are tools basically for me.
Yeah, get on board or get left behind.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, Carlos, what do you want your legacy to be?
My legacy. Oh, this is a tremendous question. This is like the question for a president. Your legacy.
Carlos for president.
No. Actually, what will be my legacy? That's a difficult one. I think that I don't have yet a legacy, because I think that what I am doing now is, let's begin with the company. Okay, then as a company, as a brand, I would like to create proof, that we can build an amazing brand that really helps guys in this specific case to look good, to feel good about themselves, to impact their lives, in how they look. Also, we want to partner, as I mentioned, we are beginning to do some partnerships with some NGOs about creating awareness about all the issues of self-confidence and how we can help men. That's something that we can have as a legacy. Yep. I think that the second one, I think being an entrepreneur, you're doing the best. This is my mother's word. This is not my word. It's like she told me about to be an entrepreneur is the best that you can do in terms of helping other people, because you are creating jobs. So I want to create, my legacy is about creating jobs, creating opportunities for my team, creating opportunities for my vendors, creating business, creating wealth. So I think that's a legacy that you have when you create a company. It is about that. I think that and even with the NGOs, I have been talking a little bit about it because we're working on that. I don't believe necessarily that much in the charity. Okay. I believe in creating opportunities. So then if I'm talking about how I can create legacy, as an entrepreneur, it's more about that, it's about creating conscious about issues, creating support about issues like this thing about self-confidence. And the other thing is about how we can create a company that is successful, that is creating opportunities, that is creating jobs, that is creating wealth, that is creating a good environment, an environment where people can grow financially, personally, emotionally. And I think that that's success. And as a person, I think this is like a step in my life. I think in the future, I want to dedicate more to when I finish this phase of entrepreneurship, I think that I had my phase of corporate. I am doing this phase of entrepreneurship, but I think in the future, I would love to have the chance to do more for people, do more for the environment. Environment is something that I really care about. I was now in a show in Italy. I saw so many solutions. I think that our products create so much impact on the environment, on the plastic, on solutions. I would like to, or maybe in the future, I would like to work more on definitely in that area and have a legacy that can really reduce a little bit all the waste and how we affect the environment. I work with many brands that are amazing, fantastic, but also I see also how our packages, how the consumer goods world impact the planet. And I would like also in my life, in my legacy, to contribute to not just only growing brands that did it, but also begin to create solutions, and opportunities, because I think it's an opportunity to live a planet that is in a better health.
Absolutely.
I love that area. Is something that I have a lot of passion for.
Okay. Love that. See, you do. The legacy is coming. It's coming. So anything coming up next for you or Cleverman that we should know about?
Yes, a lot of news. So we, as I mentioned, we are launching in Amazon. We are super excited about that. We have been very focused on DTC. We have been learning tremendously. For example, we know what consumers like, what they don't like, how we can optimize everything. This is a learning machine. So launching in other channels, I think that's very interesting. Amazon is the next step for us. Also, this year we want to look forward for more distribution in some kind of stores, etc. So we can become more an omni-channel brand. And we are exploring what is our next step in new categories. So we are beginning to do some new products. Again, we want to become a brand that guys can go there, and find those grooming, personal care solutions to self-maintain, to look themselves best, to help them to look at their best. So those are new things that it's a lot of things to do. It's a lot of opportunity. And this is just the starting point.
Yes, it's only the beginning. I'm so excited for you. This has been such an amazing conversation. I've learned so much, and I can't wait to listen back to the episode and take some notes. But before you go, Carlos, I have to ask you the Friends in Beauty rapid fire questions to get your keys to longevity and success. So, first one, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
I think I will begin the first one. I think Iris has been very authentic. Not trying to be the person who I am not. And I think that people really having value in that. This is something that maybe not that many people is going to say, but I think being authentic has been always part of my DNA. By the way, I cannot lie because I have a face that immediately is noticeable that I'm not truthful or I'm not me. So, but I think that being authentic has been a true value, Even I never have been trying to fake my accent, or I have been trying to feel like who I'm not, then I think, and it's something that I really value in people too, when I'm doing an interview or knowing someone, to feel that someone is not authentic, I think that that's something that is a turn off for me. And I really also think that work has been changing, and this authenticity is becoming a real value, and always has been key for me to connect with people, and with the people that I don't connect because they want someone fake. Maybe that was that people that they were not the right people for me, or not the right opportunity. So number 1, authenticity. Number 2, I think that thinking outside the box and problem solving. I think that when I told you about being an engineer, that's something that has been very interesting for me, because maybe I didn't apply engineering to building bridges or to building factories or to building processes. But when you are studying and you are, I don't know, it's how you train your mind, you are solving a mathematical problem, or you are solving a physics problem, or you're solving a chemistry problem, or you are that piece trains your brain about problem solving. And if someone is, unfortunately, this is the truth. It's like when they come to you, they come with the problems. They never come saying, "Hey, great thing." No, Carlos, we have a problem. Yeah. Then I think that all we can train ourselves to do more problem solving. Yeah. And I think that that's really important, especially you want to be an entrepreneur, you have your own company, you're going to be solving problems all the time. It's like insane, especially maybe in a company, you have different roles, responsibilities. Some jobs are less about problem solving. But if you're having a company, it's all about problem solving. Something is going to fail. Some payment has been not happening. You need to solve it. You need to import something that is not possible to import now, or you need to export something that cannot be exported. It's all problems. Yeah. And I think that has been very helpful in my mind to have that capacity, you know. And I think that it was not given. I think that it was more about training. Mm-hmm. And I think that people can train themselves about how we thinking about being a more problem solver, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to be problem solving all the time, 24 hours a day. And the third one, I had two, but I'm going to give you one because you just told me three. I think I have been learning over the time about to be more tolerant.
Okay.
Yeah. And the tolerance is more about accepting everybody for who they are, not expecting who they are not. Also, that can help you a lot in life, because I think that when we are, and also that helps you to have the right team. I don't want everybody like me. But I want people that is very different than me. Mm-hmm. And that helps me to have a much better and more balanced team. But sometimes I need to be more tolerant about how they are. Sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah.
And I know that I could be very creative, I could be a good problem solver, but when we are talking about project management, I don't know if I'm the best at the project management, but then I'm surrounding myself with good project managers. I'm surrounding myself with very diverse people that think very differently than me. And sometimes that's challenging, because for me, it would be easier to talk to people that say this, they speak in the same language than me. But I think that if you have a team that is very diverse, that are not done like you, that complement you, that contradict you, that you are going to come into a better space. You know, it's not about being fighting between each other. I'm saying it's about how you complement yourself and how you build a stronger team. And not everybody can have every single thing. So I admit what are my failures, and I think that then I can complement myself with people that are a little bit different than me, so we can all together as a team be much better and stronger.
I like that. Okay. The next one, how do you measure your success?
How I measure success. What is success?
What is it?
It depends on how you measure success, you know? But let's say about organization-wise, I think that measure is having KPIs. I think that when you are building a business, it's about establishing those metrics. Yeah, we're getting there in our sales, we're getting there in our share, we're getting there in our retention. Are we getting there in our consumer acquisition cost? So I think that for me, success is related to metrics. You need to define what is that picture of success for you. For the reason is, what is success? Depends. What is your picture of success?
Right.
Build first that picture of success, and then you can really see how you are there. If you put metrics, then you can track how you're doing, how you can track how you're improving, and how close you are. And maybe you are not going to get there, but you're going to close enough that you feel that you are being successful because you see that progression. I think that I'm sure and always is, if you don't create that picture of success, then it's very difficult to be successful.
Yeah. Okay. What's the best advice you've ever received, or a piece of advice that's just always stuck with you?
Maybe that one about being authentic and being myself. I think that that's something that came out from my mother, that she's such an authentic person. And she never told me to be myself, to believe in me, to like myself with my good and bad things. And I think that's the best advice that I had, and I have that advice every single day. So
I love that. You just love your mom so much. I love that. What advice would you give to another brand owner right now who is just ready to give up? They're not seeing the results. Their metrics are off. They're just like, maybe I should just quit.
Yeah, I think maybe you need to know when you need to quit, because it's better to know when things are not working, and it's not worth it to do it more. Also, to be perseverant, because, for example, I had that moment too, should I quit or should I be persistent and have the perseverance to continue doing the thing? So you need to trust yourself, you need to believe in yourself and go through that path. But also maybe you need to define, hey, when I don't get these 5 things, maybe it's time to quit, because it's no way, no way to do it. I think that depends on every specific case. I don't want to give you like, hey, this is my point of view about something that depends on every single case. But I think that you need to look honestly at yourself and say, yes, I can make this happen. Try, give you some time and define it. So I don't quit that easy, Maybe I have to quit. I learned that being an entrepreneur is very, very difficult. And I think we are in a very complicated time, more than ever, because I think that we are having complications in terms of finding funding, finding resources, people wanting to invest. There are many variables out there that are out of our, control, like the economy, etc. So maybe you need to be more assertive, about defining those key metrics that we discussed about, and put a limit and decide when is the right time to quit. I think that also maybe if you can plan ahead, because I didn't plan all those things ahead. So then as an experience, begin to think since the beginning, what will be your exit strategy, possible possibilities, how I can exit from this venture if it is not working, be more preventive too. I think that that's something that I will advise.
I like that advice. It's almost like when you say measuring your success, like if you already have a measure for, okay, if I get to this point, then I'm just gonna, try something else. I like that advice. What's a resource that helps you in your business that you can share with the friends and beauty community?
What do you mean?
Something like a ChatGPT, or I don't know, are you using some sort of email software that helps you? Like, what kind of thing is
Yeah,
it?
we're using many things. So for example, ChatGPT, no, I'm gonna be honest, is something that we are using for things, more efficient. It's effective. Maybe you can do it more effective like that, or you can do it more effectively yourself. But I think that helps you more to be more effective or more quick about some things. It helps me sometimes. I'm not 100% native speaker, so sometimes it helps me, to polish things like that. So it's a good tool. I would say that's a great tool.
Okay.
Say that I think that is it's a great tool, and it needs to evolve. And for me, I see it as a tool. It's like have you been seeing Black Panther when the woman is talking to that avatar? It's like that. It's like that avatar that is there helping me, but it's not doing the things for her. She's the smart person. She's the one defining. She's the one giving the direction. So think like that. That's artificial intelligence for me now. You know how it could be a good assistant for you. You know. To optimize, to reduce your amount of work, to reduce the amount of detail that you need to put to things, then you need to review it, put attention to that, and facilitate your life. In terms of email marketing, we have been using Klaviyo for some time. It has been a very good tool, very difficult to integrate for us. And I saw like other reviews from people, but I think that you need to put attention about that. I'm thinking about tools that we use. We use a lot of software to like Jira to create points, to organize our internal teams about how to work together, communication through Slack. A lot of tools today that we can leverage, you know, as entrepreneur to facilitate your life. Also, we need to be careful because then at the end is how many tools do you really need, you know, and how much you are spending in software, you know, across so many platforms. So I think it's a good balance, you know, of the things that you need and they are really necessary.
Okay.
Especially in these times, because again, I think that every cent counts and today. So I think that you need to use the right things, not overspend. And when you begin to have more employees, more people, now is multiplies, you know, the amount of work that the amount of money that you're spending on all those tools.
Yeah, absolutely. So the last one, I just want you to tell us what your key to longevity and success is. So I want you to say, my name is blank, you know, Carlos, and the key to longevity and success is whatever you think it is.
My name is Carlos Baretto, and the key to longevity and success is to be happy with who you are.
At the end of the day, you got to be happy with who you are. Otherwise, everything is going to crumble. Before you go, Carlos, please share your social media for Cleverman, website, wherever you want people to go to connect with you and the brand.
Yes, you can connect with me in LinkedIn. Carlos Baretto Cleverman. Maybe you can search me there like that. Our Instagram is Cleverman NYC, Cleverman NYC, and our website is bcleverman.com.
Awesome. Thank you. I need to get on LinkedIn, but thank you so much, Carlos, for this conversation. I absolutely, like I said, I learned so much, and I know that the Friends in Beauty audience is going to love this. Grab them some Cleverman, and I wish you much success because, like you said, this is just the beginning. So I can't wait to see like what the brand does in the future.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. This was a very nice conversation. We spoke about so many things. It was very smooth.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty, and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.